What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's up? Hey, I'm Billy Rock on any. Oh, what's up, y'all? What's happening? What's
We
going
are
on?
live, y'all. Literally at 5, but it's 5 EST, not PST. Okay.
Yeah, we live 5:18, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to I Feel Like
Dot,
Some
dot, dot.
Motherfucker Wrong with y'all. Okay, but anyway. I don't know if we cuss on here, but bleep that out. But anyway, welcome. Welcome to StreamYard, powered by StreamYard. This is the first live stream. This is our test run and the introduction or whatever like that. Woo, woo. I am your co-host. Is a whole vibe. Is a
Ow.
whole vibe. I'm a whole hundred.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here with the host. You know what I'm saying? No good, but so good.
We is in the building.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So we actually have a mission and a purpose here.
Yeah.
Which is actually to bring awareness and at the end of the day really raise vibrations, you know what I'm saying. We feel like um there's a lot of ignorance, or as society calls it ignorance, but we call it unaware. So if we bring
Lack
awareness
of
to those,
knowledge.
there you go. So if we bring awareness to those who have a lack of knowledge about things that are actually going on and things that matter in life, we'll actually be doing what we came here to do, which is to lead and guide those souls on those journeys that they need to be going on, and to also make sure that we always stay in a high frequency and to bring others up with us. Okay. No, we are not perfect. However, we
Nah, baby, we
have,
cussing everything.
yes, we have a purpose here. So you will hear some shit slip out just like just then, but that ain't slip, and we just really want y'all to actually, if you kick it with us, that's fine. Um, but we are going to take real life situations and actually give our, like, things that's happening in the world, give our opinion,
I
and
perspective.
create awareness around the different, yeah, there you go, a goddess perspective. And so that's what we're gonna call that. And it's basically called I Feel Like, because once we view, or we give y'all the content that we are reviewing, you guys will then no we'll then tell you, what it made us feel like. That's what it is. I feel like dot dot dot. This is episode 1, and once again, it's your host Neek and my co-host, the commentator with the common denominator.
The
Um,
originator.
yeah, ow, ow, ow. And we actually started this host co-host journey on Bigo. So we are on Bigo TV. So please, guys, if you actually, can vibe with us, if you feel like we a whole vibe, then please come to Bigo TV. Make sure you download that app and follow Ancestors Goddess and Neek's Trey Customs. Make sure you follow us, y'all. Come support us. Hey, we need them beans, okay?
For
Now,
those who are
right.
my short-minded people, my slow ones, you know the one I'm talking about. It take you a little while to grasp, okay? She is Neat Trey's Customs. I am Ancestor Guidance, okay? All right, all right.
Not that it's, spelled out for you right there. However, there is a whole bunch of us that are a little slower than others.
Mhm.
Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Give me a second, vibe. My phone. Is my phone in the trash can?
It
Oh,
ain't
that's
your fault, baby. It ain't your fault that you're a little misguided. That's all right. We're gonna try
right.
to get you right. We're gonna try to
That's the
get you
one.
right.
That's the one. We do accept everybody in. Everybody is more than welcomed. However, we do not welcome any evil forces, any negative vibration. Even if a topic that we're speaking on might be negative or contains negativity, that's the point. We're trying to raise vibration. So that way, we kinda have to, you know, fiddle on the other side a little bit to sway them over. So, with that being said, honestly, to let you guys know how we not only do we do well, I'm gonna say it like this. Our show on Bigo actually built such a bond or such a team that we actually are kind of on a journey of finding the people in our soul tribe. So this is my cousin. That's my cousin now. That's my cousin. That's my cousin sister. Okay. Whichever one y'all wanted to be. Okay. Um, because I truly do feel like we have signed a soul contract together to actually, and this is where it has led us, to make a long story short. Anything you want to
Sister
say on that
cousin
vibe?
twice removed.
Hmm?
The sister cousin twice removed.
There you go. All right, so first, I didn't think that it was gonna be it did take us a little while, y'all, to actually get things up and running over here. This is our first time, this is our first stream, and I was just like, let's just do it. So with that being said, I do have some um oh, I'm gonna say this first. Uh, Vibe is a Libra, and I'm a Scorpio. And
Mhm.
if you guys know anything about a Libra, they are about liberty. They are about bringing balance. They are about law, justice, being liberal to humanity. Um, Scorpios, now Libra is in the seventh house. Scorpios, we come from the eighth house. You know what I'm saying? That is our so with that being said, we are for one like right there behind each other. You guys know if you go down the zodiac the zodiac chart or the zodiac line, Libra comes before Scorpio, Scorpio comes after Libra. So we actually have a lot of common traits that as we were on our journey, we actually came to realize that we can, put our heads together and be of benefit to humanity.
Thank you, Lord.
So there you go. Um, I do know that the greatness that we actually come here to give to spread with you guys, all of the knowledge, the wealth, the strength, the everything that we put into actually being able to do what we do is our purpose for raising vibrations. So with that being said, we gonna take real life situations, because we're not doing storylining, we're not doing making up no woody woo. No, we're gonna give y'all real life situations either through experience, or through different articles or different things happening in the world, whether it be in the same city or state that we live in, or anywhere else around the world. So yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
So
we not gonna do that. Do everything for clout. We ain't that
right,
type.
right. We have learned that we aren't the ones that can entertain drama for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That would be so totally opposite of what we are here to do, which is raise vibrations. So yeah, you'll see a lot of different topics from us. Don't look to just one topic. We'll be covering different things about law. We'll be covering different things about spirituality. We'll be covering situational life topics. We'll be if we do. happen to get people that will actually come and live stream with us or listen to our streams, or you know come and support us even on Bigo. You never know what you'll get. I don't even know, but I do know that I have a voice for a reason, and I'm gonna put it to use. So take whatever resonates with you and whatever doesn't, just throw it in the ocean. A lot of it will possibly be entertainment. A lot of it will be just stuff off the dome. A lot of it will probably be messages from spirit, because we both actually have, what do you call it? I don't want to say psychic powers because you guys take that, but I would say we're very clairvoyant. Even though that's what it is, we're very clairvoyant. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's basically us in a nutshell. Anything you want to add to that?
Yes, we have very high intuition.
There you go. That's the
Very,
one.
and we're very intellect. We're people with intellect minds. Okay,
Correct.
so all this believing in one thing and no good time well it's something different. Like we are way past, you know what I'm saying, sitting in class learning this when it's really that we will bring you the raw reality, put it that way. Raw, real raw reality.
There you go.
And it's not for the faint at heart. I'm sorry, it's not for those who are sensitive to truth. Okay, you know, we don't we're not biased.
Right. And we
If you're wrong,
actually have the
if you're wrong, you're
ability
wrong. If you're
to.
right, you're right. You know what I'm saying? We're
There you
not
go.
we're not we're only biased to the truth, if that makes sense.
And also, this is I just want to put it out there. I'm gonna say it as a disclaimer for every show we do. This is a judgment, this is a safe zone, so it's no judgment here. We're not judging anybody by reading their cases. We're not slandering anybody. We're not talking about anybody. We're just giving real life situations. We're giving our opinion on real life situations and bringing awareness to the things going on around us, as well as informing for those who might be unaware about anything. Because we all, we actually are, her and I, we have the ability to be open. We have an open mind to actually, digest the different concepts or the different ways that, people may think about things. So,
Exactly.
but hey, we're here to give our opinions because we feel like, hey. Oh, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please make sure y'all share to everybody. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, daddy, girlfriend, your brother, your cousin, them, your great grandma too. So I know she get a notification. She gonna click the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And don't take nothing but a finger. Okay. Make sure y'all like and share it down. Okay. Share it down. Share it. Go. Matter of fact, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook, share it on Bigo, share
All
it to
social
your
media
mama house
platforms.
and everywhere else. Okay. Now, so I do have a story here for us. This is something that happened in my city. As a matter of fact, y'all, I am the um CEO of Black Lives Incarcerated as well, me and a few others, to where we are trying to bring reform to our criminal justice system. No, I'm not a lawyer. However, I would consider myself an advocate because we have the ability to interpret laws and to be able to understand exactly, you know, what it is that's happening in situations. So yeah, I can't say that I'll give you an expert lawyer opinion, but I'll be a very good lay witness because about I don't tell about things that I don't really know about. I'll do my research first. So here we go. I think I'm going to, let's see, y'all work with us. This is our first time streaming. 1 second. All right, so I gotta share my screen, and then is this the video? All right. So this is one, y'all, that I want to get um Vibes reaction, not only Vibes reaction, but y'all reaction to this as well. So the points that I want to see y'all react to, or I want y'all opinions on, I'll be like, I'll let you know, hey, what do you think about this? Write it in the comments, you know. So yeah, like and share it down, y'all. Here we go. Present. Mm, all right, share. Here we go. Oh shit, I'm weak. All right, so where did it go? All right. Sorry, y'all. I probably
Busy day ahead for you guys. Looking at how we're going to include the normal stuff. Huh? Alright, everybody, cameras on for me and stay on mute. I missed that. Cameras on, stay on mute. Cameras on, stay on mute. Coleman Watkins. Thank you, Mark. Mark. Miss Free. I haven't seen Miss Free in forever. Coleman Watkins. Going once. Going twice. Am I going to Hall?
Yes, Ron, I was having an issue with my audio. I am here. Good morning.
All right. Good morning. All right. We're waiting on. All right. All right, everybody. All right. It looks like, do we have a witness here? Is there someone here that wasn't here before?
Yes, Your Honor. If you recall, I have a witness on standby. I called my witness, Miss Lucia Dealer, which is the petitioner's mother.
All right. So I don't necessarily want her to stand by and wait. Do you want to go ahead and take her, say, out of turn so that she can go ahead and go about her day?
Sure, I'm happy to do that.
Look at me. Be okay with that, Miss Coleman Watkins?
Yes, Your Honor. I do believe we have one witness for Ari, just to make sure the court is aware of that as well.
Are they here now? Or are they? I mean, I don't. Or,
Ari, they're not on right now. No.
okay. All right. All right. So we can go ahead and take this witness. Man, that way you won't have to sit here all day and wait or whatever. But this isn't going to go all day. But you won't have to sit here for any length of time other than this. So, man, if you want to take yourself off mute and raise your right hand for me.
I was muting myself.
It's all right. You swear for testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. All right. Go ahead, Miss Rand.
Thank you. Good morning. Please introduce yourself to the court and indicate how you know the parties.
Thank you, Gary.
Alex is my daughter, and now Ari is Rich Parker, whom my daughter married about 5.5 years ago.
Okay. And are you aware of any instance of violence in a relationship towards Alex Parker?
Yes, multiple over time. Yeah.
Starting with the most recent, please tell the court your understanding of that experience.
I think the most recent one I can think of was this early this year. They physically assaulted.
There's more than one person?
She can only testify as to what she has knowledge of or seen
Hold on.
herself, so
Stop.
I don't want her to testify.
Yeah, okay. Did I just understand that Alex, not that Alex, but the other Alex over yonder, married Richard, but Richard become Ari, and now Ari has become several people because she said they attacked her. I mean, that's it's coming in hot.
I guess it is, huh?
Now she got multiple
Already.
personalities.
They've already got in there.
Oh, lovely.
No, I think she just got a sex change.
Well, Alexandra's
Cause that was a male. Her name was Richard.
so I'm guessing that. But Ari, somewhere in the middle.
Oh my God.
Right.
By the way, Ari, very, very thirsty. I think that's about the fifth big gulp we've
Bye.
Very stoic.
By
Look at that
hearsay or
glue.
what her daughter has told her has happened.
Again, my client, again, she testified to her experience, and there hasn't been a proper objection.
I think it may be hearsay. So, ma'am, if you could just testify to what you have personal first-hand knowledge of, and not something somebody.
Well, Well, what
If-
happened is,
If he continued the testimony, Your Honor would have heard it was direct testimony, but I'll rephrase it. Please tell the court any first-hand experiences where you have seen, observed, or heard anything directly regarding the physical violence in the relationship.
yeah, so what happened is Alex called me. It was very, very late, middle of the night, and said that Ari had assaulted her, and I asked her to call the police, and she said she was afraid, and this happened multiple times, that she was afraid that the police would hurt him, and so she wanted to wait and see if he would calm down. So she went and drove around to make sure that he was calmed down before she returned to the home. And so then the next day, she called me and said that she was able to return to the home, and that she was going to, the situation was escalating, and she was going to call an attorney. So that was early this year, because she wanted to ask for divorce because things were escalating, and she didn't feel safe anymore.
Have you received any other calls, which you're describing in the middle of the night, when your daughter was indicating she was afraid for her life?
Yeah, on another occasion, he had thrown a TV at her, and so I called her back the next day, and she called me again in the middle of the night saying they were fighting, and he had thrown a TV at her. And then the next day, she said that they were they were acting remorsefully and being very nice to her, and that she was going to give them another chance because they were promising to stop drinking. A big part of the problem was.
There it is, Dave. They're big drinkers. Thank you for the 5 bones, and congrats on 6 months a member.
They like the liquor.
Let's hope it was a newer TV, right?
Oh, no.
TVs.
I can assure you it won't be.
You don't think so?
It's going to be a giant box.
It sounds like a
Oh,
2-year-old whooped somebody's ass.
just
That's what
take
it
off
sounds
here.
like.
They call it sick.
Say that again.
I said it sounds like a 2-year-old done whooped somebody's ass. That's what it sounds like.
Mm.
Busy day for you ahead.
The alcoholism, and that they were going to go sober.
And when you said that Alex indicated she was afraid for Richard's life if she called the police, what was your understanding of what that meant?
Well, because they, when they got drunk, they would get like blackout and would act erratically.
Your Honor, this is hearsay. She can't testify to another person's.
I've seen.
Wasn't there. Like she's
I've seen
testifying to
Her
something.
understanding of the phrase.
Okay, I've seen him.
She's not an expert.
Ms. Randall, you gotta hold on. Let her finish her objection. I'm gonna let Ms. Randall respond, okay?
You're
What is
not
it, Sarah?
objecting because Miss Miller, Miss Lucia, is not a medical expert. She cannot testify to a certain person's mental state.
And also, we don't call it go sober, I believe. It's not a...
Sometimes, you want to go one way or the other, and sometimes you just want to go sober. $2.
Yeah. Leather lashes.
What something means. She's not, here as an expert to testify to that.
Your Honor, if the witness was allowed to speak, she would hear the proper objection. And the witness did not testify to anyone's mental state or condition. She simply said that her daughter indicated that she
Again, Your Honor, the attorney can't testify or clarify for a witness.
I'll call Miss Bucket.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, one person please, because one, I can't understand all of you talking. Two, what she's saying is, Ms. Bob Miller, so I don't want you to opine if you think that the respondent's an alcoholic or anything like that. Just talk about the behaviors that you have personally witnessed, okay? So don't give an opinion on alcoholic, any mental health issues, anything like that, because
So, yeah, right down below.
That's Richard
Right.
at the beginning, but here at the end, he's Aris.
So right now, what's happening, y'all, is that one of the people in the live stream where we got this from, like I said, shout out to I think it's court time. Sorry, y'all. But one of their fans were in the comments asking, okay, they were like basically they're confused about who is Richard, who is Ari. So with that being said, they're going to explain to you guys now, kind of if you're not understanding what's going on. Because at first I was like, what the fuck?
Also known as them, they.
Yeah.
No judgment. No judgment.
Nope, just keep in mind that that's what they're talking about. Dave, thank you. Cole, right behind you. Celebrating 22 months. Look at you, Cole. I love that.
22 beautiful.
222. By the way, it's almost like we're sitting in the bar the way that she's holding her drink and just constantly with it. So somebody did not go sober.
Look at the lighting. Allegedly, they could be so toe up right now. The light just hurts their eyes.
That's a good point. Yes. That's a good point.
you're not in a position, okay? Just stick to what, I saw the respondent, throw a rock through the window. But that's first-hand knowledge, okay? Or I heard the respondent say this. That would be first-hand knowledge. But I don't need you to opine on any sort of addiction issues or anything like that. Like you think they're an alcoholic, okay? So just stick to the facts, first-hand knowledge. Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor. So I'll repeat the question again, because that wasn't related to that. When your daughter called you directly and indicated that she was afraid to call the police, please explain to the court that what she explained to you was that fear.
Yeah, it was out of fear that Rich would get hurt by the police or killed by the police. Also because they had a gun, and on another occasion, and this is much prior to this, Rich had pulled a gun and they called his parents to come de-escalate. This was again in the middle of the night. And so for 5 years, this has been going on where there were calls in the middle of the night. This is happening.
This is not first-hand knowledge. I would object to relevance.
You have opportunity to cross-examine her, but this is first-hand knowledge.
So far, the lawyers are working. Thank you.
They're doing their job.
For real, y'all. They doing the most right now.
Oh, thank you.
We all need that.
Yeah, when my daughter calls me, it's worrying because different things were happening at different times, and there were.
Okay, so Ms. Bond, here's what I want you to do. If your daughter said, I'm scared because respondent hit me, that's it. But don't go into a whole bunch of description of stuff that you didn't see firsthand. Can we start with anything that she's...
And Dave with 5 gifts. You guys are killing it today. Thank you, the Vlad thing.
Had first-hand knowledge. If she were there and saw interaction between the two of these, and we could get into maybe what the petitioner told her, but what she saw firsthand. That's my... if there's something that she saw firsthand, if she's been there, physically witnessed something, and then we can go to what her daughter told us.
Sure.
Okay.
Have you had any experiences with the respondent directly this year that caused you to be afraid?
She's not the one getting the TPO.
Again, proper objections.
afraid for her daughter. If she's witnessed something like that, I'll take that.
Again,
Yeah.
with answers, it'll get to that, Your Honor. She has an opportunity to answer the question.
All right. Tell me what's made you afraid for your daughter's sake and that you've seen the respondent do.
Well, we more recently went to. This is after she left the home. She called me and said, "Can I come stay with you because I'm very afraid things are escalating." We just had an argument, uh, and he is blocking me, won't let me leave. But I
So
finally
moving forward, you went to the home to get your daughter's items, correct?
right. And so then after she came here a few days later, she didn't have any clothes or anything to wear or toiletry, so she asked us to go back to the house to retrieve some personal things. So we went to retrieve her things, and when we got there, everything was thrown in a pile in the back room, which she used to use her crafting room, and everything of hers,
Is that
everything
what
was
we call
thrown
the
and
bathroom?
piled
The
up in the
crafting
bed.
room?
So, for breakfast for the court, I want you to get to the instance of violence or concern of safety.
Yeah. So
Here.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we when we noticed everything was piled up, it was hard to find the things that Alex wanted us to find. So we texted her and told her that we couldn't find the things she wanted, and she asked to FaceTime so she could maybe look through the room and see if there was anything that we could retrieve for her that she needed, even if it was in a pile. So we put her on FaceTime, and she looked around the room and told us.
Really quickly, I want to interrupt you and get you straight to the experience.
Yeah. So then Rich got very angry because she thought we were filming. She said he was very offended that we were filming or something like that, and he bucked up against me and clenched his fist and got very angry. I remember this transformation of his is just the last couple of months, but he was, a tall, strong, 230-pound man, and he bucked up against me, and was
When you say what do you mean by that?
like he pushed his shoulders towards me and closed his fist and looked very, very angry in the face. It's a transformation in his eyes that I had never seen before. And I asked him to calm down. I said,
Hulking up.
Please calm down, Rich. We're not here to do anything. We just want to get Alex's things.
She's a visual storyteller so far, I tell you.
It was in her eyes. I could see the physical transformation right before me.
So for everybody who may be lost, what's going on right now in this TPO hearing? I don't know if you guys know what a TPO stands for, but I think it's like a protective order. A temporary protective order is what it is. This is her mother. Lucia is the mother. Alexandra is the daughter, and Ari Parker, who used to be Richard Parker, is the husband, or the, I'm gonna say, the significant other, which Alexandra and Lucia keep referring to as they. So they refer, Alexandra and Lucia refer to Ari as they or them. Due to, as we can see, I'm guessing Ari
Ooh,
has children.
child, this confused.
Right. So really what I'm gonna do is, because we don't really need to hear what the mama got to say. Um, it's probably just because these are just commentators. They're doing the same thing that we're doing, and it's probably confusing you because their comments are coming up. Sorry, y'all. This our first stream. Y'all gotta work with us. You know what I'm saying? So, what I am gonna do though is go forward to where our Alexandra, who is right here, is testifying about her relationship with Ari, aka Richard, or Ari, also known as
Mhm.
it's crazy, y'all. So here we go. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because we don't really give a fuck about what her mom said. Sorry, but yeah. Here we go. So let me fast forward to when she's not on there no more, or is she gonna be on there the whole time? I really ain't noticed her the first time, honestly. Is she still on there? Let me see. Or should we go? I'm gonna say at least to where Ari starts talking. I mean, not Ari. Alexandra starts talking. So she's gonna basically. I want you guys to hear. There's multiple things I want y'all to see and hear on this video. But just how the things that she was going through is kind of crazy. But no judgment here, y'all. This is the safe zone. No judgment
her
zone. Okay.
passport, birth certificate, and social
Hold on one
security
second.
card.
Yes, it was supposed to be contained in an album that
Hold on, let's see.
Also own another home in Florida, correct?
no,
Can you turn the volume up on YouTube?
In Savannah. I apologize. Yes, Savannah. How long have you owned that house in?
Hold on one second. Yeah, hold on one second. They was.
Turn it up.
Jen's counsel essentially took her out of place for Alexandra Parker.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
All right, this is the perfect part I think where they're gonna start um questioning Alexandra. Was you able to hear it when I was just playing it?
Yeah, I asked you to turn it up, so turn up the YouTube. Turn up the YouTube.
Let me see. Sorry, y'all. Once again, my disclaimer: this is our first time, so let me see if that'll work. It's like full blast on my end, y'all, but that's okay. All right, here we go. And I'm gonna come off.
Step off of mute.
Sorry, I even had to do it like this, y'all.
Big shout out to MOS gang in the building. Oh,
And
Very brief.
yeah, yeah.
if anybody would like to come up and join us in the stream, to give their opinion, after you know, you guys are more than welcome.
Please, as you recall,
Hold on, my internet being a little ghetto right now.
last week we stopped with incidents of violence, and we were going to the exhibits regarding that violence. Has the respondent ever damaged any items in the home or thrown any items at you?
What?
Please tell the court in great detail about that incident and what you experienced.
On multiple occasions, they have held doors or banged on doors in the house to the point where there are cracks in the door frames from them trying to get to me when I asked to have space away from them because I felt
I'm so confused when they say they and them. I'm so sorry.
It's true, it is. And we love Judge Dude. And speaking of Judge Dude, we learned yesterday that if you're standing in the doorway, you're just standing in the doorway, it just doesn't matter if you get hit with
the door, yeah. But them and they, I mean, of course it's cracking the door. You got several people beating on the door at one time.
right?
in fear of my safety. They also threw a television at the wall, smashing the television, damaging the drywall. But we discussed that in the last hearing. There's visible damage to multiple door frames in the house.
Well, may I share my screen with the court?
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, may I share the
I
screen?
know a good time where y'all not here throwing TV.
So something I don't have to cover up. Oh, it's a television.
Oh, that's the TV. Well, you're drunk.
Alice, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
You sure it's like a
Is
TV?
this the television you're
TV. That's
describing that was thrown at you and damaged by the respondent?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, while we do have a few guests, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and tell your friend to tell a friend that they need to tell their friend to subscribe. Okay.
And y'all throwing whole full screen TVs at that.
Girl, you see that? You see that? You see that? Like, that's crazy, right?
Man, good God, man, boy,
Look.
God
And it
told
looked
him,
like
got to be more careful.
why it looked like they took it off like straight off the wall or whatever it was mounted on and just hope smashed that bitch.
In this incident, I'm sorry, you can continue, but I want to move to admit this exhibit is
Bye.
City's Exhibit 1.
Not that comment said Hulk smash too. I'm weak. But yep, me and you, whoever you was, we have. You seen that? Yeah, we have the same opinion. Okay, Hulk smash that bitch. Okay.
Is it still plugged in? Why is it blue on the
You can
screen?
continue, Alex.
I think it is.
Yeah, has it?
Is that possible?
It's been moved.
Where was the TV?
Y'all peep the comments, y'all. Like I said, this is the comments. I'm streaming this from two people who already streamed this, so that's kind of why I couldn't find I didn't have a chance to go in and find the actual only court proceeding. Um, I will take a chance to do that. However, look at the comments from their fans. It says Ari looks like a wish edition of Denise Huxtable from the Cosby Show. I'm weak.
Right there on that little nightstand?
Maybe.
Oh, I can't hear. We can't hear you, Ari.
I can't tell. It just looks like a pile of.
Sorry about that. I hit the space bar. Yeah. Is there?
There has to be proper foundation as to this photo. Who took it? Where is it at?
I got the photo in our master bedroom. This part.
TV walked right into the door.
Randall, go ahead and please lay a little more foundation.
Sure. Miss Parker, do you recognize this photo?
Yes,
And who took this photograph?
I took it.
And is this the incident you're describing where the television was damaged and thrown at you?
Yes, I was only able to take a photo the next morning when I felt safe to do so because they had.
The next morning it looked like that?
Okay. Your Honor, please admit petitioner's exhibit 1.
Good luck pay me back on
No,
your
Marcus.
$0 a month salary.
Fine, Your Honor.
It's admitted. Go ahead.
You may continue, Ms. Parker.
Fancy.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
You were explaining to the court the incident, what happened that day.
Yes. So they came home late at night. They were screaming. They got in my face. They picked up the television off of a dresser that was in our master bedroom, and they threw it at the wall.
Oh my God! That was the TV in the master bedroom. Oh, whoa!
I hope it was attached to the bed because it is like too small to watch. I mean, that's a kid's playroom television. Come on.
And thinking of other incidents of violence, again, physical, verbal, sexual, and otherwise, has the defendant been verbally abusive to you as well?
Yes.
Please tell the court the incidents of verbal abuse that you've experienced.
We shared a business space together. They screamed at me on the phone while I was in a work meeting to leave the business. They would not allow me to disconnect the call with them and demanded I remain on the phone with them while I was driving away because they didn't want me in their space. They, on multiple occasions, would scream at me, calling me names. They've called me.
Have you experienced any sexual violence from the respondent?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. Simon's most recent, please tell the court about the sexual violence you've experienced.
The most recent occasion, they groped me while I was in bed with them. They were grabbing my vaginal area very forcefully to where their fingertips were like going into my skin. And I had bruises on my legs from where they were grabbing me in bed and trying to coerce me into.
I gotta say, using the pronouns that are being used,
It sounds even worse. Yeah, it sounds like a gang attack.
Just so you know, we're talking about
one person.
Yeah, just one person.
She's really good at saying they and them and things like that. Making
Very
it sound
much so.
that way.
Thank you, Dave.
I hate to hear that. As someone who does suffer from the debilitating syndrome of sexomnia, maybe they them also suffer from that.
Yeah, just the way that is wording that just makes it sound. I mean,
when is it Sexomnia Awareness Month? That's what I want to know.
I've never heard of sexomnia.
Look it up. Google it.
I've got it.
The sex.
When was this? You have a date?
Okay, for just a second.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta go look up sexomnia.
Go ahead.
December 2021.
Okay.
Have you experienced any instance where the respondent has actually used a weapon to threaten you?
Ooh,
Yes.
not a weapon.
Please tell the court about each of those.
You know what, Credence? I love how you got your chair. That's pretty fucking cool, dude. Might have to steal that idea.
They held a gun to their head. They were threatening to kill themselves. I was attempting to de-escalate and calm them down and ask what I could do to help, if there was anything I could do. They pointed the gun at myself and another person and said, "Get the fuck away from me." And we ended up having to call for help because we didn't know what else to do.
When was that?
I wish you would.
That was in December 2020.
Okay, can we get closer to 2022?
Sure.
I think the time we were talking, I'm looking for like recent stuff. That's what I need. What's happened recent before she moved out, obviously.
Sure. Earlier you heard your mother testify that you were apprehensive to call the police. Is that understanding correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all
And why were you afraid to call the police, or why didn't you call the police sooner?
We live in Atlanta, and there have been multiple incidences of police violence on Black Atlantans in the area that we live in. Specifically, we live like less than a mile from where Rayshard Brooks was killed. So I was very scared that something could happen to my partner. I mean, I still love and cared about them, and I was afraid for their safety. I didn't want them to be killed by the police because I called the police for my safety. So I would just leave the home, and I didn't feel comfortable calling the police to my home.
But again, with that understanding, the incidents of violence you experienced, you did not call police because you were trying to protect your partner. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you noticed an escalation in the violence between your partner and yourself?
Absolutely. It's been very scary. It's escalated from verbal violence to threatening physical violence and throwing objects in the home to physical violence.
Beyond the gun that the respondent owns, are you aware of the defendant owning any other weapons?
Yes, they have numerous knives that are like bigger than my hand. They may have other firearms, but I know that they have knives.
Knife collector?
And generally, does the respondent carry those knives with them?
At times they do.
Okay. Has the respondent ever locked you in any rooms?
They have held the door with their hand to keep me from exiting the room, and they've also blocked my exit from the room with their body and pushed me.
And have you ever been physically harmed with any bruises or scars as a result of the violence you experienced from the respondent?
Yes. I had bruising on my lower back from the incident where they pushed me into our granite kitchen counter. I have a scar on my hand from trying to get out from under them while they were pinning me down. I've had multiple bruises on my legs where they have grabbed me and attempted to keep me from walking away from them. I've had bruises on my shoulders, and I also have a scar on my elbow from where they pushed me backwards violently, or actually physically picked me up.
This is terrible stuff, by the way. I'm not laughing at her.
And I
Stop
gashed my
it.
elbow.
Sorry.
And are you aware of any substance abuse problems with the respondent?
Yeah.
Please tell the court about your understanding directly with that drug and alcohol use.
They have a long history of cocaine abuse.
Yeah, relevance.
Very relevant.
Very relevant.
Why is Miss Parker
You
speaking?
can rule for me.
I want y'all to take note that this is the first mistake that she made. This is the first mistake that she made. Okay? Take heed.
You let Miss Randall do her job.
Your Honor, it's directly relevant to the escalation and the stability of the respondent. Again, we're here because of my client's safety, and if the person is using substances and
When you have a lawyer that speaks for you guys, let your lawyer do their job, okay?
has a documented history of alcohol or drug use, then that directly impacts their behavior or lack thereof, and that could harm my client.
All right, I appreciate it. But here's what I still need. I still need dates. Dates about forcing, blocking doors, holding them closed, pushing her against counter. I still need dates. So
within the last 2 years, Alex.
No. I've heard 20 and 21 from all my notes. What's happened in 2022?
Okay, that's what we discussed in the last hearing, but again, to refresh the,
That was only one thing, according to my notes, that you did. It was right before she left. So
I'm sorry, that was funny when they said, no, very relevant. Very, very
I
relevant.
like that she come back in. She's like, "Let me say it. If the attorney didn't say it enough, very relevant, Your Honor." So many things I had to pass in the
Yes.
chat. I do apologize because it was not a proper, but it is the world's most dangerous chat, so that happens.
It is good to say that once in a while because there is very serious things going on. It happens to me all the time because I'm reading, putting up, comments, and you guys are. There's a lot of other things that goes on in the world's most dangerous chat down there, and you guys crack me up like Miss Carrie and kitchen court cases just going back and forth. That was pretty funny, by the way. Anyways, back to the case. That is some pretty big.
Talking pew pews, hand knives, you name it, they got it.
starting with any instance of violence in 2022, please tell the court about each of those.
and that correspond with the said acts, please.
Okay. In March of 2022, which was
Hey y'all, let me know in the comments if y'all think that the judge is over it by now. Yes or no?
just before I left the home because I stayed
Hell
home
yeah, she sick of that shit already.
because
Okay. Okay, she probably was done by the time the mama ended finished testifying. But anyway, so yeah, let me go.
I have a family member sick. But in March of 2022, that's when they blocked me in our
Bitch made her just close
bathroom
her eyes
and
because
not
you're
let
like,
me leave the home. They
you just
grabbed
have
me
to
by
follow.
my legs and physically restrained me in the home and would not let me leave, even though I told them I felt unsafe and I needed to be away from them. That continued into April. There were several incidences of that occurring where they would block me in a room, restrain me, and push me. And that was in March and April, which I left at the end of April to Florida. And then,
Why haven't you returned to your home?
I'm sorry,
Why haven't you returned to your home?
because I do not feel safe being in the Atlanta area or anywhere near them.
Okay. And would you like to return to your home that you own?
Yes,
And do you still pay the expenses at that property?
yes, I pay. Yes,
And did you put the down payment down for that home and you still pay those expenses?
yes.
Okay. Are there any other instances of violence within the last year that you've not told the court about?
Your Honor, this is giving her a chance to make something up. I mean, like if she has it, she can say it, Your Honor. I'd object to this.
That is completely.
Ask and answer.
What?
That question was asked to the previous witness and not to this witness. And again, badgering the witness is completely out of line and inappropriate.
Your Honor, I hadn't badgered the witness. If I have, Your Honor, please forgive me.
All right,
Not
Is this
please
fucking
forgive
tea?
her.
Like, I don't understand.
Miss Parker, commentary, keep it to yourself. Okay, nobody takes any of this. Nobody's funny. She's doing her job just like Miss Randall's doing their job. What's trying to do?
Question: if you in here, put it in the comments. Do you think that was mistake number 2? Yes or no? What do you think, Vibe? I'm gonna
At this point, find you another lawyer, cause bitch, who?
Well, I mean, no, all she got to do is really, honestly, just let her lawyer speak. You know what I'm saying? She's being while she's handling business. Hold on, let me turn my camera on, y'all. I'm gonna turn my camera back on. Um, like I said, y'all work with me. This our first stream, so we figuring things out.
I
Um,
mean, like, she need to go ahead and find her another lawyer if she ain't gonna let her lawyer talk. Cause bitch, you wasting her time too.
who is this? Yes, Zurich.
That my
Anyway.
cousin now. That my cousin now.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were having a
we
little
were having a
trouble
little trouble
listening to the
listening
video,
to
so
the video,
we
so
from the
we
PC
from the
too.
PC too. I feel that. Here we go. So I'm gonna start this back, y'all. Oh well, everybody got their camera off. We'll just do this like this for now. That's fine. Um, but yeah, that was mistake number two. Okay, a three, a four, a four, a five. I mean, and I can't see y'all comments right now, as y'all can see. I have to do a better job at figuring this out, but for whatever it's worth. And then I definitely next time, y'all, I will try to just get the actual court hearing what I want to show. I'll try not to get other commentators videos of things. However, this is just we was just ready to go.
Keep you on the railroad tracks because you're jumping off of them. Have there been any text messages, threatening calls, anything since you left in March? Up to date.
I had to change my number when I.
Okay, look. Okay. First thing I want out of your mouth is a yes or a no. Okay? Okay, there has been. Then tell me what those were.
Okay. I had to change my number when I came here in May because they were consistently just texting me over and over again, talking about. It was very erratic. It was going back and forth between begging me to come back.
By the way, just to make it clear, Mrs. Randall is Parker's attorney, or Alexandra Parker attorney, and Alexis Coleman Watkins is Ari Parker's attorney. So she's fighting for Mrs. Parker, and she is fighting for Mr. Parker, or Ari Parker, I would say. This is the court clerk. Of course, this is the judge, and these are two commentators. Shout out to Credence and Mikey.
Back and telling me that they don't want to be together. And it's very unpredictable and erratic. And so I changed my number because I didn't feel comfortable hearing from them anymore.
And to protect yourself, you left your home with only the clothes you had in your back.
Your Honor, leading. Objection.
Damn lady just asked me a question.
Ms. Parker, when you left your home and escaped from the violence of the respondent, what items, if how much time did you have to gather your things?
I didn't gather much of anything at all. I grabbed what I could while I was on my way out the door.
Okay. And since this time, you have you have not returned to the marital home, correct?
Yes.
And you would like to.
Yes.
Barring the divorce.
Hey, for real though, if she's putting up all the money for that house that he's living in, that's
a little messed up.
yeah.
Again, you think about these cases. Obviously, they're going through a divorce as well as all this is playing into what is going to be a divorce.
Yeah.
So if she can go ahead and establish some ground rules with them, it might help her in the divorce a little bit too.
Lots of we got 350 plus people in here. I know a lot of you are joining late. This one is a bit hard to follow. The they, them, Richard, Ari. I still don't even know how to say it. Down in the corner though.
Ari.
It's all the same person. It's one couple. We're married.
Yeah, the two people there again, both the last name with Parker, they were married. The person on the bottom, on the bottom, used to be Richard. But here in the last few months, Richard has now become Ari, and there's been issues.
Issues, yes. And Jay, isn't it crazy? It all comes around to the eviction part.
You think about that again. I mean, it comes back to your mind.
It's just crazy.
But this isn't the judge to try that with. Judge Manning is, like she said, she's smarter than she sounds.
Please tell the court why you believe you need an order of protection.
I do not feel safe being around them, and I need to get my belongings. I need to check on my pets. I've not seen my friends and family since I left, and I don't feel safe being around them.
Okay. Once again, let me check my notes and I think I'm done with this witness. Ms. Parker, did you have our office draft request for admissions and to send to respondent?
Yes.
And your understanding, has the respondent answered those?
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
Are these relevant to the TPO or the divorce? Because I don't want to hear stuff about the divorce.
Ooh,
The TPO,
hey,
Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge Manning is so good at shutting things down before it even gets close. Like she says, you do 12,000 of these, and you start figuring it out real quick. Again, you can't put one past her. Is there?
Can you see my screen?
Is their computer just been on for like 3 years? Is that the problem?
Maybe.
Like, it just seems slow.
is there any?
No, you're good. You're all right.
Yes.
Are these the request for admissions you've asked our office to send to the respondent, Richard Parker?
Yes.
And do you recognize these as the documents that we drafted on your behalf?
Yes.
Turning our attention specifically as it relates to the protective order. In question number 3, it reads, asking the respondent to respond, you have thrown objects in the plaintiff's direction. Can you see?
She wants to ask my
Is
client as to
there
what.
an objection? Is there an objection?
Your Honor, I object that Ms. Parker can't testify to, questions that were asked of my client. If she would like to ask my client these questions or to solidify these questions, she has no problem to. But
I'm happy to. Again, Your Honor, these are questions that my client has sent to the respondent, and that she can directly testify that she recognizes these documents. And again, we're here, her client is here. We can always cross-identify, and if she has any verification questions regarding them. But again,
I could also take judicial notice of the documents. Boom. Save us an hour.
okay.
That's better.
Email them to the court, and I can read.
Oh, jeez.
The court does have these, and they are verified with the respondent's signature. So I'll ask the court to admit these documents with judicial notice.
Okay, so have you emailed them recently? Because if you just submitted them to a Dropbox, I don't read those. So you can email them directly, and I'll be glad to look at them. Or these are the only, I've read it, and I'll take judicial notice. I think there's a couple more. You want to scroll down a little bit past 6?
Yes, Your Honor. These are only the questions that we have.
Okay, Mary. Okay, all right, I got it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That express.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Nothing further for this witness.
All right, any cross?
Please say that.
Alex, isn't it true you filed a divorce in July of 2022 through counsel?
Yes.
And this is the counsel that you have currently for this TPO,
And
right?
Gary, I was thinking about that, and so the other thing I think that I probably would have stated is, rather than all the pronouns, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but I would have said everything that happened back then, because you're right, because that was all to Richard. Did you see that on the paperwork?
Right.
And that's all stuff that happened when.
Well, it's official documents.
Richard.
Yeah.
So I almost think it would have been a lot easier if we would have just referred to Richardson. That was. Now I don't know, man. Things get.
It's a no-win.
Convoluted.
It's a no-win.
It really is.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And that was July, but you testified earlier you left the marital home in April to help with family, right?
Yes.
Okay. And since then you haven't been back.
No.
Yes, Your Honor. That's the mischaracterization testimony.
To rephrase then.
You left the marital home in April and you haven't been back, Ms. Parker, that's correct?
I returned the first week of May, and I attempted to have a discussion with them, and then I had to leave because I continued to feel unsafe.
Okay, so you haven't been back since then?
No.
Okay. And since that time, you filed a divorce on July 14th, and you also filed those requests for admissions July 14th also too, correct? Okay. And isn't it true that all this violence that you're asserting and alleging of, you have no police reports to substantiate this violence, correct?
Correct. I mean, again, I felt unsafe contacting the police given the experiences that we've had in our neighborhood.
Because you said earlier you wanted to protect your spouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. As as far as
That's it. If you guys, I want to just back up very quickly so you understand exactly what's going on there, because that's pretty interesting.
Now they was shooting up a lot of black people. Now I ain't even gonna sit here and
The
hold you
event
now.
took place very close to their neighborhood, which had something to do with police and somebody getting killed. Um, she's saying that even though there wasn't any violence technically from them, it was to protect. Am I right on that? Right?
Yeah, yeah. She's basically, yeah, basically she was afraid to call the police because she feared for they, them, him,
Yeah.
Richard being
Their
injured
life.
by police because she felt like there was a lot of tension between the community and police.
But we're here for a protection order.
Yes, there is. There was a lot of
Needs to be.
tension in Atlanta, and there still is due to Cop City.
And I feel like that's more than just Atlanta, actually. You get what I'm saying? Like, honestly, me, I feel the same way. Like, I wouldn't want to, if my life isn't in any imminent danger, I wouldn't want to get the police involved as well. Well, I ain't gonna say I wouldn't want to. I'm gonna say for the most part, sometimes I have second thoughts about them, getting them involved due to the simple fact of it's not going to, unless you're dying, like what are they gonna do? Especially, what I'm saying, in this situation right here. I don't think that these two have any kids or anything like that. So maybe they can, get away from each other and go on about their separate ways whenever the divorce comes in, or the whenever the divorce is final. However, it seems that they have a lot more invested than it appears to the eye. So I don't know if they could have property together, whatever the case may be. And a lot of times that stuff is nasty in divorce. But this isn't a divorce hearing, y'all. This is just a temporary protective order. She's trying to get protection from him.
Done.
She got a
I think
strong
that's
ass chin
it's
too.
a very gray area.
And I was about to say, why do it look like they reverse gender roles? But sorry, y'all. That's just my opinion. No judgment here. Who the hell am I? But yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. No lie. Hey, the show is called I Feel Like, y'all. So we're just gonna, like she said, honest opinions here.
I feel like that bitch got strong ass chin. If she got strong ass chin, she got strong ass chin.
uh Another thing too. Do you guys see how these two attorneys are battling basically? But as they're battling, it seems as if it does seem like Parker, Alexandra, is taking offense to the questions that she's being asked. What I was going to say earlier is that sometimes we have to learn to remove emotions when we're handling business, because right now this is a business matter. Well, this is a matter that is important, an important matter that you might want to remove emotions from to uh get the job done, or to get the order that you're seeking, to get whatever result that you're seeking in a situation. Um, so yeah, anything else you want to say, Vibe?
That judge is sick of that shit. She is sick of that
Okay,
shit.
okay, and Judge Manning don't play either. Okay, I like her. I definitely like her, and I like the way that she goes. She goes by the law. She goes by the law in these orders. Even though this lady is saying a whole bunch of things in this hearing, um it's kind of like the judge still goes by the
You need
facts
your
of the law.
black and white. You need your paperwork. You need to cross your
Right.
T's and dot your damn
Correct.
I's.
Correct. The judge is going
Meaning
by the
you shouldn't
paperwork. And
file a
not only
police
that,
report.
not only that, his lawyer is going to make some very good points as well, as it comes to the timeline. So just pay attention to those, few things. Sorry, I know that this is all over the place, guys, but this is actually, if I can go and find the actual record, like the court recording of this without, um, the other commentary, then we'll be able to have our own commentary on it. But like I said, we just gonna roll with the punches for what it is for right now. That's just what it is. But yeah, so it's all over the place. But I hope you guys are like kind of keeping up. Because they are doing a great job of kind of explaining what's going on here as well too.
I think
Yeah.
a very gray area. I understand where they're coming from. I get
But it's
that.
also kind of why didn't you call the police if you were so afraid of you? Yeah, again, you're doing yourself no favors when you're trying to do someone else a favor.
That's what I mean. You can't. I don't think you can really rule on that. I don't think you can really use that as because again, it's.
And let's not forget what Ari used to look like when she was. They were Richard. I mean, he was a badass. Richard was a grade A badass.
I still think
But
the graphic just was cut out.
He was cut out like that.
Any of the incidents that you came about, you said the last was March 2022. Do you have a date as to that incident?
March 31st.
March 31st. But isn't it true that Ari was sober at that point and may not have had any contact with you?
Objection, Your Honor. As counsel indicated earlier in the hearing, she's not a medical doctor. She's not aware of this person's sobriety state, so she can't testify to that.
hmm,
I mean, in the RPDs, her client admitted that they were sober and had been for over 200 days.
That's disputed, Your Honor. But my client hasn't testified to that. She's only testified that during their marriage that Ari had drug and alcohol problems, not anything since then.
He's like, are you kidding me?
If Miss Parker hasn't seen Ari, how is she going to know whether or not they're sober?
You asking me that, Your Honor?
I was asking Miss Randall. She says that.
That's my point. She cannot testify as to anything after that, and she can't testify as to any sobriety state either. When she left her,
I asked her about March 30th or whatever she said, 31st. That's when the last incident happened.
I watched her get drunk in court.
Yeah.
That's definitely about March. She was there, so she would know whether or not they were sober or drunk or high.
Speaking of sober,
whatever her.
Stream one. Don't ask.
I'll say this for redirect, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
And so you mentioned that you had some bruises and some back pain and some different things going on. Did you ever seek any medical attention for that?
Yes.
You don't have any of that medical proof or records here today, though, do you?
I have chiropractor records, but not today. Not here today.
And what do you think that type of evidence would be relevant?
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. That's not my client's testimony, my client's responsibility here, and counsel knows that. And
Your
again,
Honor, she's saying that she has these injuries, and wouldn't it be proper evidence to show that I have these injuries and I have proof that I have these injuries?
Her testimony alone is sufficient under the statute, and counsel knows that.
Your Honor, I'm doing my job. I'm asking the questions about medical history and records, and she's saying that she sustained injuries. There's nothing else to provide whether she did or didn't.
Please just answer if she's got them and she's provided them. Some people go and seek medical attention, have, bills, have some sort of proof, have something that says, yeah, there's an injury, there's this. So if she's got them, please, go ahead.
asked and answered.
So you don't have them, Ms. Parker? Correct.
Today, I have a scar on my hand.
So yes, you do.
Yes.
I have one on my
Ms.
knee.
Randall, this is my time to cry.
Chain under a pool.
Thank you.
Objection.
Thank you.
Oh, it's fine.
I appreciate your.
Like your
You
joke.
can continue.
I will. Ms. Parker, so
Damn. These two.
the divorce was filed. I know you stated that, all this time for over 2 years, the last, and, things were happening in 2020 and 2021, but you stayed at the marital home and stayed married to Ari and still married at this point, but never filed a divorce until July. So isn't it true that if all these things were going on and you were experiencing all this violence, why didn't you file a TPO sooner? Is that, why didn't you go ahead and alert the court of your needs? Is it because really you're just here because you want your house, you want to get back in your home, right?
Fair question.
The only reason why we're here is because
Is that a valid point to y'all that that attorney made? Like, okay, if you feel like you're in danger and you need protective a protection order put in place, why did you wait until you went out of town, stayed out of town for 3 months, came back, now you want to put the protection order in? Let me know what y'all think.
Haha.
Well, I guess Bob told us what she think. Y'all let me know what
Bullshit.
y'all think in the comments.
That
Make sure y'all
she
like,
got a
share, and
valid
subscribe.
point. She just calling out the bullshit for what it is.
Right. So I feel like the point that she made is actually very valid because anybody who was scared for their life, why wouldn't you get the protection order when you know you're going out of town? And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand that for the life of me. It doesn't realistically, it doesn't make sense to me. Why you gonna get it when you coming back in town versus when the shit happened versus, I mean, also too, with that being said, if you go and go put a restraining order on someone, I mean, I know this in the state of Florida, right? You have to have two incidents where they've either inflicted violence upon you, or they've threatened to inflict violence, or like you have to have those two incidents within a certain time frame to even be able to get, and here they call it a restraining order, but there I see they call it a protection order. So it'll be a temporary restraining order here. It'll be a temporary protection order there in Georgia. But it's the same thing. So with that being said, though, you have to have two instances, at least two, at the least, two instances where, like I said, subject has either stalked you, harassed you, abused you, two incidents within a certain time frame, and that's not, peep that. Okay, she's telling about incidents that happened in 2020. You never reported these, but now you need a protection order for them. It's not making sense. It's not, so it is kind of looking kind of fishy if you ask me. um so it's things like that that can hinder these type of things when you go to court. So it's always great to be aware of the state that you're actually, I don't know if I would say residing in, or wherever you have a court citation or a court hearing or a court, whatever you're going to court at for, whether it be divorce, civil, criminal, whatever. Make sure you know that specific state's laws. Because just because it's one way in Florida doesn't mean it's going to be retroactive or the same way in Georgia. Just because it's one way in New York does not mean it's going to be the same way in California. So, with that being said, it's very, very, very crucial and beneficial as well to actually learn the specific state laws that you are attending court for.
you want to get back in your home, right?
because I feel unsafe around them.
But you haven't been around them in 4 months at this point, correct?
Because I feel unsafe around them.
All right, she's got to be careful here though, because she kept saying about how she felt unsafe because of what happened in the neighborhood too.
Yeah.
That numerous times, and now we're kind
We're
of
gonna want to come back. Yeah, now we want to come back.
and saying, yeah, she's got to be careful here.
And you left in April to visit family, correct?
Because I had a family member with cancer, yes.
Okay, makes sense. You've been gone since then. If you were so afraid, why didn't you file a TPO at that point, Miss Parker, when you left?
Again, I don't feel that comfortable with legal process because I have not
But
had.
you felt comfortable in September. September 1st, you filed this
Here's a
TPO, correct?
for this question you're asking. Again, she's asking these leading questions. They're condescending.
It's cross. I can do that.
An opportunity to even respond to them. And for the record, this is very critical.
I'll rephrase, Your Honor. Miss Parker,
Okay,
you
I
felt.
would like for you two lawyers to please give one another the respect that you should. Okay? let's separate our emotional feelings about anything. Represent your client zealously, but let's not. Let's just please give one another the respect everyone.
It's extremely unprofessional. Of course, we find it amusing because it's kind of rare.
Do y'all feel that that was disrespectful? Let me know in the comments.
Rare to see two lawyers go like that. I mean,
Yeah,
go ahead
we've
and
seen like one or two other times. We've watched hundreds, if not thousands, of cases up to this point.
right. I mean, you see the little every once in a while some smirks or a tiny little backhanded comment, but not throwing shade like they've done today. It's one step above.
They ain't throw shade, y'all. They threw the whole goddamn palm tree, okay? Cause baby, they was really doing it up in here. These two attorneys, okay?
It's your day. Thank you.
One deserves. Okay, lawyer to lawyer, you guys aren't getting a divorce, the two of you, whether y'all know each other or not, don't know, friends outside of this, but you can be a zealous advocate and say, hey, I'm buying lunch, you lost, or I'm buying lunch, I won, whatever. Okay, so let's know just please, we got enough. These people aren't getting along, so you two at least try to be professional and respectful of each other. Now, I just want everybody kind of get to the point because y'all are hammered.
Uh, get in the comments and let me know, y'all, if y'all feel like these two have their own personal vendetta against each other, the lawyers, the attorneys here. Or if you guys feel like they are really, really zealously, as the judge stated, fighting for their clients.
Bring most of this out in the divorce. So go ahead, Ms. Coleman and Larkin.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so, Miss Parker filed a divorce in July. Ari was served late July. Counsel did not. Your affidavit of service was filed in August. Then you filed this TPO in September of 2022, correct?
Yes.
This was after Ari had gained counsel in the divorce, correct?
I don't know because I wasn't aware of when they gained counsel.
Either way, Ari had been served in the divorce already, correct?
Yeah.
You could have filed a TPO at that point, right?
Yes, I filed it because I planned to return to the home to gather my belongings on Labor Day weekend because it was the first time I could get time off of work to do so.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Very good reader. Yes, Your Honor, very briefly. Ms. Parker, have you filed this order of protection due to your safety concerns?
Yes.
And even after this divorce, you still want the courts to order protection for your safety concerns.
Do it look like the judge laughing, y'all?
And you have been physically assaulted by the respondent, correct?
Yes.
And you have been threatened with guns, correct?
Yes.
And you testified that the
I
respondent was
get
a
sick of
knives,
that.
correct?
Sick of that shit.
And you
Asking the
have
same
fled
questions.
your home due to your safety concerns, correct? And now you are in a position where you can no longer stay in the home you're residing in, correct?
Yes.
And you want to return to your home.
My question, y'all, was do it look like the judge sick of that shit? I mean, do it look like she was laughing at that time? I don't know if y'all had caught it.
You pay the bills, correct?
Yes.
Did you file this protective order because of the divorce?
No.
Okay. And is it critical to you that court protects you in order to 12-month protective order for your safety because you're in fear for your life?
Yes.
Danny's like, you've said that same thing 5 times.
Did not file police reports because you were concerned for your partner, the same as many other domestic violence survivors, correct?
Your Honor, that's an opinion that Ms. Randall's trying to place onto Ms. Parker and it's leading.
Is there an objection?
Is that an objection?
You can ask her question, but
Anything else?
Is that correct, Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Common Watkins, anything else?
No, Your Honor, no more questions from Ms. Parker. I do, at this time, if Your Honor would allow me to move to dismiss this temporary protective order, saying that Ms. Parker has not met the statutory requirements to say that family violence has occurred and will occur in the future. There has not been any interaction between the two parties in well over 4 months, and even prior to that, Ms. Parker left the marital home to visit a family member and hadn't been back since. It doesn't indicate there hadn't been any issues between her and Ari, and that was the reason as to why she left. She's stating that it's due to safety, but the only safety she's been able to allege and come up with was in March, and there's no substantial medical reports, no police reports, no eyewitness accounts. Even her witness that she had never had seen anything happen between the parties. So I would say, Your Honor, we've moved to dismiss at this state because she hadn't met her burden to prove that there is family violence and family violence will occur in the future.
Your Honor, under the statute 1913(1), my clients testified to ample opportunities of past violence between spouses, and that is what the standard requires. Here, as we know, my clients testified that she's been physically assaulted, she's been battered, she's been sexually assaulted as well, and the statute only requires past instances of violence. My client has indicated that that violence has escalated over time. It's gone from verbal threats to sexual assaults to physical bruises to actual being homicidal and suicidal. And I think that is a great indicator of potential likelihood of violence in the future. I think that there's been undisputed evidence that the respondent in their own admissions indicated they have physically thrown items at my client. They have actually assaulted my client. And while they try to explain it away in their RFAs, it is undisputed that my client has been assaulted and a victim of assault and battery by the respondent. And again, that the burden here is not beyond a reasonable doubt. The burden here has been clearly met by the standard ordered by the court and our state legislators. So I believe that we have more than exceeded our burden. Our witness, Alexandra Parker, her evidence alone is sufficient. However, she also testified that she does have medical records. We're happy to supplement with the court. But again, we don't need that. My client's testimony, we have no reason to dispute that. Her credibility has not been under scrutiny in any way, and we have no reason to believe she's not telling the truth. But we have testimony that she's been physically thrown, she's had objects thrown, she has witnessed the respondent pointing a gun at her and others. She's witnessed the respondent with actual weapons, and we've beyond met our burden that my client needs protection from the court. And again, I think that the defense counsel has tried to muddy the waters, sprinkling in the divorce. That is completely a separate concern, which is why they're filed separately. Again, here, my client is afraid for her life, and it's very clear that she did not even return to the home in which she pays the bills. She put the down payment on that home, and she still pays those bills even while she's not there. So again, she's taken the appropriate steps to protect herself, and she's now petitioned the court to aid in that protection to save her life. So I believe that, here we are, we've more than met our burden, which is past incidents of violence under the statute. And the escalation over time is a great indicator that it could happen in the future. We have no reason to believe it will not happen in the future. And again, she's taken great steps to leave her marital home. She's blocked her numbers, changed her phone, and done everything she can to protect herself. And again, she's only asking the court to do the same and honor our state's laws, that she has met the burden of asking for a 12-month protective order.
I wish that somebody would have asked about, and as stupid as this is, but the picture of the TV was taken the day after, I believe they said, and it was still plugged in and on. I would love to have asked, so somebody went and plugged that in, or I don't know. And then there was the door. I guess there was some, like Lakeisha was just saying, I guess, but were those seriously from like 4 years ago? The Griggsy just said that.
That's why the judge, went to it and like, look, can we get to the past year? You guys separated in March. Now you just filed in July, and here we are. And so it really has boiled down to a case of, I will say this. Alexandria out there has been very respectful.
But
As
she's
far
been a
as,
little outburst. She's been very respectful to Ari, right?
to Ari, yeah,
very.
not the attorney, but to Ari. I mean, you gotta remember this lady married Richard, and she is still recognizing Ari's choice to now be Ari and not be Richard anymore. Yes, they can't get along and they can't be married, but it could have been one of those things where she just really, really roasted him good and hard. So I have to give her that. But these attorneys hate one another. There will be no lunch. Hey, you won lunches like Judge Manning likes to do, but it's just not happening.
Yeah, you bring up a very valid point about the amount of respect coming from.
I mean, to me, that speaks a lot.
It does.
To her character.
It does. But I'm also wondering if maybe she's being too nice leaving that house. To be honest.
Oh gosh, that was a huge mistake. Should never set foot out the door.
Yeah, because I mean,
you made the down payment and you're paying all the bills.
All right. So one thing. Page book, right? Likelihood of future violence. Court must find family violence has occurred in the past and may occur in the future, or in order to justify finding a release. It's necessary to protect the petitioner from household violence. The occurrence of past abuse standing alone does not justify an order. Protection must be necessary to prevent violence as may occur in the future. At the same time, past violence may raise inference about the alleged behavior by the petitioner. All right? So, one, she hasn't even been around Ari Parker for 4 months. I heard no testimony about reaching out and threatening, trying to track her down, anything like that. Anything of that nature. And I've heard a whole bunch about, I just want to go back into the house. Both of you have had an opportunity to show up in front of the judge hearing divorce, which is, I just pulled it up, it's found one. So both of you had an opportunity to do that, and got there, you exchanged discovery, there's an answer counterclaim, you got a hearing in November. So in found one, they ordered you folks to mediate before now.
Pamela, that has nothing to do with the protection order. That's why it's the same thing with the divorce, and we hear that a lot, where two people come together for a protection order, for going against protection order, and they are hyper focused on everything else. But think about the time that we've spent with people that are just sidetracked by everything else that's going on that has nothing to do.
And I don't think you can evict your spouse while you're still married in the marital home.
And that's tied up in court, as she's
it's all tied up in court.
So, yeah. I
the TPO would be the only way to move them out.
Right.
One, Ari Parker, step up, if and everything, there's a standing order in place. That means status quo, everything stays status quo. So, Ari, if you were paying stuff in the past, step up. You got to pay stuff. All right? Now, I didn't hear, Miss Parker, that your parents were going to kick you out. I heard from your mother over and over again that she needed to, they wanted to rent it out because you're in front of Judge Farmer. That they wanted to rent it out because they want to make money. So, how about, all right, you start paying for your living? Miss Parker, give your folks some money staying at their rental house. But I haven't heard anything that says violence is going to occur in the future. Once again, I haven't heard anything about threats, letters, communication to anybody saying, let me find her, let me track them down, let me go do this. I haven't heard anything about any contact beyond that. So, although family violence could have happened in the past, it has to be that there's a likelihood that it's going to happen in the future.
That's a good point. Did we ever talk about Ari?
No, never talked about the cut or anything about how the bills were being paid. It's just being said she was paying Alexandria out there, Alex, as her mom called her, was paying all the bills.
Yeah.
And Manning just said, look, step up, pay the bills. Again, if they don't, should Miss Parker step up and pay them? Because otherwise the house is going to be taken. Nobody is going to get the house. It's going to foreclosure and everything else.
Good point. Lights will be off like the one we saw yesterday. OG Sean White, thank you. Making great decisions today, unlike some people.
follow this man's lead.
That's right.
I don't know that Ari Parker knows exactly where the house is in Savannah or what she's going to do. Now, there's a standing order in place in that divorce. Y'all can handle all this in the divorce. You can talk about the house, talk about whatever, you can talk about those issues, but Ari Parker, guess what? This marriage is ending. Judge Farmer or Judge Powell is going to say, sell that house, split the proceeds, or somebody's going to move out. All right, if you can't afford it, yeah. And all this is just more money that Ms. Parker may be trying to get to say, I've paid all this if you don't have as much stuff. So I'm not going to put this in place. I don't feel like you've met your verdict, especially the fourth in the arm that said, and
Shooting shit down right and left right now, by the way.
OG Sean White, happy Friday to you. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, she's ready to really. She is. She's throwing it out there.
Get out if you can't pay the bills.
two-part test, and it's a preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not. Well, there's not really a chance if Miss Alexandra Parker is not in the Fulton County and doesn't come back around. Because the other day when we first started, one of you said that Ari Parker doesn't have a place to live. So what if Ari Parker rented a VRBO in Fulton County? Then Alexandra Parker would feel fine coming back to Fulton County as long as she's in her house. He feels safe. Now, Ari Parker's still in Fulton County, so she would feel more safe being in her house in Fulton County, not knowing where Ari Parker's going to be living, than now where she knows Ari Parker is in this house in Fulton County, and she's inside.
Your Honor, counsel indicated that they were going to call Ari, but because the court has indicated that you weren't aware whether Ari knows where my client lives, I want to make the record clear that respondent does know where my client lives. And again, she wants to.
Has Ari Parker been to where your client lives? I haven't heard any of that since May. Miss Parker, I had given you time and time and time and time again. Tell me something in 2022.
Uh-huh.
Tell me stuff in 2022. I haven't heard anything.
Your Honor, I told you the incidences in March and April.
Miss Parker, do not argue with me. That's in March. Since then, since you've left, there has been nothing. Do not argue with me when I'm ruling, Miss Parker.
Like, in other words, with so many cases that we hear about attempted, people talking, paging them, sending them flowers. But seriously, it's a thing.
And for her to be stepping up and saying things when she has an attorney, that's what your attorney's for, to argue for you.
That's the one.
Not you arguing with the judge.
Okay.
It's a terrible way.
Say that again, Mikey.
No, I am not asking you a question. I am making a statement. I'm denying this. So, there you go.
T9.
Y'all all stay healthy and safe. Best of luck to you. Pick that mediator, get in there at ADR and settle this case. So the best for everybody. That's the ruling go to court.
Oh, Judge Manning, how we love ye, how we love ye.
Well, guys, let me stop sharing my screen right quick. All right, so what did you guys think about that? It's okay, so let me go back to the comments. Even though I know they were I'll be at me a bit ass. Okay, periods. Oh shit. Hold on. Sorry y'all. Wait. All right, there we go. All right, so I'll be at me a bit ass. Not a kid play TV. Period. In bed with them. It's the LGT fault for this confusing shit. No shade. The people have spoken. All right, so It's the whole vibe. Are you still with us? Are you still with us? Are you here? Are you here?
Yeah, girl, I'm here. Hang on.
Sorry, y'all.
First the hell of all, bitch. Nah.
Oh shit.
All this was completely unnecessary at this point. You have not finalized the divorce. You did not have a police report. You did not take pictures of your bruises. You didn't do none of this. All you took pictures was for the TV. And that right there is deemed circumstantial. So, lady, you fucked up. See yourself out. Just see yourself out. I knew the judge was tired of it. I knew the judge was tired of it. She was
Okay.
tired of it. Like, lady, you ain't even got no evidence. All this is hearsay. You must know if there is a physical altercation, verbal altercation, or any of that sort thing going on, you must have paperwork. You must have documents of what's been going on, video, voice recordings, any of that sort of nature. You're not going to get reimbursed or you're not going to get what you want if you do not have physical evidence. Because physical evidence holds weight, not hearsay. So if I was your lawyer, bitch, I would not even took this case. She probably took this case from her because she had nothing else better to do. And
Bye.
all the other judge had to do that
She
was
probably was court
pertaining
appointed.
them. All she had to do was just ask you a bunch of questions. She ain't asked Alicia, Richard, nothing. They asked them nothing, not a damn thing. They just sat there quiet like,
Okay, so y'all, I feel the same way. You hire a lawyer for a reason. She could have went in there and represented herself and done a much probably, you know, I ain't gonna say better job herself,
that's the
but
damn time.
for the most part, I feel like see that's why I named this. I feel like she shouldn't have even waited to put in a protection order. I feel like here her time, like where she messed up at was the timing and how she did everything. Like the lawyer said, like his Ari's lawyer stated, if you left and went out of town in April, you and then you came back for 1 week in May, and then March, I mean sorry, June, July, August. You filed for the TPO in September. You filed for the the divorce either in July or August. So with that being said, like why like that's 6 months, baby. That's like 5, 6 months, baby. That's a lot of time going by. So being that we were in the that was in the state of Georgia. And like I said, next time y'all I will try to have the hold on, let me I will try to have the actual hearing without the other commentators, and shout out to them by the way. That's no shade there or anything like that, but so that you guys won't be confused about what's going on, or that their so that their comments and things like that they are getting on their stream doesn't confuse you guys. Hold on 1 second. So Georgia law regarding TPOs states. Oh shit, I put PTO. I put PTO. Georgia law for PTO instead of TPO. Um, so to obtain a TPO, the victim or someone acting on the victim's behalf must go to the superior court in the county where the defendant or abuser resides to file a petition outlining the specific acts of family or dating violence which have occurred. So, with that being said, okay, so I want to see how to Georgia law to get. Okay, so the actual law is a law to protect people who are abused by present or past spouses, parents of the same child, parents and children, step parents and stepchildren, foster parents and foster children, or other persons living or formerly living in the same household. Um, I'm trying to see if we can figure out the actual amount of time that definitions
My
preparing
bad,
those
job. My
process.
internet took another shit. But
It's
anyway,
okay.
I feel like they asses should have just,
Sorry for
hashed
being all
things
up in the
out
thing,
and
y'all.
just went on here and did what they needed to do. I'm so sick and tired of y'all. Just this person did this to me. This person did that to me. Okay, okay, okay. What do you want?
Right.
You kept reiterating the same information, and you only have one piece of evidence. So really, you fucked
No,
up.
technically, and is that are you speaking on the evidence that was on her person at that time?
Yes, one picture.
Because oh, okay, you talking about the TV.
Yeah.
Okay, the TV. Because remember, I don't know if you heard it when she stated, yeah, I do have marks and bruises. I have one right now on my arm. Okay, first of all, it cannot be established when that it happened, especially being that you haven't had contact with the defendant in over how many months? 5 months, 6 months?
Yeah, that don't healed up and gone by now. That's why when the person should have called the police and
So
filed the police report, and they would have took pictures.
So here's my take on that. Because I have been in a similar situation before as well to where I didn't call the police. This is a learning moment for me because it teaches me that maybe I was enabling that person to continue to be abusive. Maybe I was enabling that person because they knew that I weren't going to go to get the law involved. Maybe just so maybe um um I'm more to blame, or I should take more accountability um for things like that happening due to the simple fact of um things aren't being documented. So had it been me in this case, now I probably wouldn't have tried to get a protective order with so much time in between incidents happening. Um and that is probably just due to my experience of having many restraining orders put on me before. Well, they've tried, but I go to court every time. Hey, let me tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yes, just take accountability for your part in things. You know what I'm saying? And your parts that you need to take accountability for, ma'am, is that you didn't make sure that and not only that, you didn't even have, even if you weren't going to file anything with the police, any reports. We have phones, we have so much technology, we have cameras, we have things everywhere that records, that listens, that can hear, that can see, that can, you know, capture the moments of what we go through. Um, at the point where I've felt unsafe in my relationship, I start recording. Okay? I will record because guess what? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a document or a record of something somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Even if I decided not to call the police. If you're not gonna call the police, maybe you should keep your own journal. Like the judge said, did y'all hear what the judge kept saying? What are the dates and the time frames of these incidents? Give me something recent happening. Like you looking like you picking your brain, sitting there trying to figure out what's the last thing that happened because it happened so long ago. I'm gonna look up the Georgia. I have the actual Georgia. I'm gonna share the screen with y'all when I find what I'm looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for is how many incidents, or how long can it be between incidents for them to be able to grant such a protective order. So if you got anything to say, it's on you.
Um,
You meet. Oh,
in the
okay, I can't.
past, my father had to have a restraining order on him because he put a hands on my mama. I don't know the process, but I'm pretty sure it cannot be very long because of the fact that if it's a protective order, it has to be immediate, like or a week or so out. I'm just throwing numbers out there,
So
you know.
what you're saying is the incident has to happen, and then you have like a
In a
week
particular
to
in a
report.
particular time frame, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty
Right.
sure
That's what I'm saying.
it has to happen in a particular prime time frame. But that's why they
Right.
say it's very important to report it as soon as it happens so it can get processed. See, y'all
Right.
could have been in court 2, 3 months, 2, 3, 4 months ago handling this because it possibly takes 4 to 6 weeks to actually get into the courtroom, talk about it, have the restraining order, file the paperwork, have documents, send it here. Okay, this person can't come here because I come here. This person, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
In Florida, I know when people file a temporary restraint, well, when they go get file papers to get a restraining order, no matter what, if the judge reads their application and says, "Yes, I feel that I'm going to order a protective or a temporary restraining order in this case or in this matter until, like she said, those 4 to 6 weeks come down, and then I can hear both sides. From what I've been able to see from my own, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I done been about three or four of them. Okay, from what I know, in Florida, by the way, this case that we were watching is in Georgia. I want to make that clear. State laws are different, but in Florida, they'll when you put your packet together and the judge finds probable cause to issue that temporary restraining order, you still have about 4 to 6 weeks, like she said, to where they're going to give you a hearing date. At that hearing date is where you must have all of those documents to be able to. You got to have the black and white. This is basically your discovery of your case. You put out for this protection order. You know what I'm saying? So show us the evidence of, did you really think that only hearsay was going to get you this protective order? Even if so, you had, like the judge said, there hasn't been any instance of violence that has happened in months. You've been gone for months. Maybe it would have looked much better if you would have filed it way before you left in April. Why you gonna leave for 6 months and come back like that? Now I'm like the judge. Is it because you wanted
then
your house
there,
back?
then there, you said it right then and there. Then, but file paperwork for you that would have gave you probable cause altogether. Like I left this because of that.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And then okay, let's talk about it too. Let's break this shit all the way down. I'm still gonna. Let me look for the. Hold on. Let me just ask. Let me see. Let me see if I can ask a specific question. How many? How many incidents can have to happen, and in what time frame to and in what time frame to to attain to attain a TPO in Georgia. Did I, yeah, TPO. All right, so how many incidents? Oh, um what was that? All right, so you can keep talking though. Vibe. How do I fight to picking a particular? What's this? Warrants. To president in Georgia. Okay, what's one event?
I'm over
Three.
here playing with my hair, girl. And I can't wait. Can't wait to watch it early tomorrow morning. I waited too late. But first thing in the morning when I wake up, baby,
Okay,
it's
so it states in Georgia, temporary protective orders or restraining orders are called family violence protection orders. They offer legal protection against domestic violence, prohibiting an offender from any contact with the victim for the duration of the order. Um, they are usually effective for a period of 30 days until the judge. That's not what we're looking for. Um, Okay, it says so the official code of Georgia defines family violence under Georgia law. It means the commission of any felony or an offense of battery, assault, simple assault, criminal property damage, criminal trespass, stalking, or unlawful restraint. The act must occur between spouses, ex spouses, parents of the same child, parents or step parents and their children or stepchildren, guardians such as foster parents and those in their care, or between any two persons who currently live or formerly lived in the same house. It defines the courts that have the authority to issue protective orders in cases involving any Georgia resident. The resident's county superior court has jurisdiction to hear the case. Um, uh, To get a temporary protective order, you need only file a petition with the courts. At this time, a judge will review the petition and determine if they believe you are at immediate risk or of harm or in danger. For this reason, it's very important to be as detailed as possible about the incidents of violence you have suffered, including any and all past incidents, so that the judge has the full picture to consider in their decision. Generally, you can simply visit the Superior Court of your county where you will be screened to be sure you meet the criteria. Um, so it really doesn't even have a time frame on here. Honestly, it said because we're not talking about how long will it last. We're talking about from incident to incident to when you're actually filing that order. If there's months in between the last incident of you filing that order, um, I'm trying to figure out is it 6 months? Can it be 3 months, 2 months? Like, is there a certain time that, you can't like they won't grant it after a while or something. I don't know.
it
Um
sounds like that, depending on the incident and how bad it is, they're gonna, like you said, they're gonna do one for 30 days, but if it's something more severe than 30 days, they're probably gonna do it up until the court hearing.
so my question is okay, like say, okay, what I mean by incidents is this is what I mean. So my abuser has attacked me on March 23rd, and then they also attacked me again on April 13th. But I didn't file my protective custody order until July 13th. So from April to July, like what has gone on, or what, how much, you see how much time has passed in between the last incident that occurred for me to be able to, file this order. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. How much time can be in between that time to where the last incident occurred to where you, and then you file this goddamn order.
Shit.
So what I'm saying is, my
They
question
probably that's
is
something that you
that
probably want to ask local law enforcement because they would actually know bit by bit, like, hey, if you're gonna do this, then you have usually, because you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, you have a lot of officers that actually work TPOs and actually do restraining orders and give out restraining orders and stuff like that.
that's all
So
they do. That's
ask
all
your
they do. Give out the that's all they do. Give out the subpoena.
ask your local peace officer about that, and they probably can give you a more accurate time frame.
Right. So yeah, that's all I was basically saying. So yeah, guys, we do have a show on Bigo at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. If you guys want to join us, we will be at the host ID Neek's Trey Customs. Y'all get it. It's been on the banner the whole time. I hope y'all better screenshot it. So we will be live in 25 more minutes. I want to give me and my co-host time to, refreshen up a little bit, even though we just do this shit anyway. It's just that we do it with no effort. But congrats to us on our first live stream. We did it. We did it. Even though it wasn't perfect, we actually got it done. Is this something that you would continue to do? As long as, of course, I don't choose to react to a video that's already being reacted to, I guess.
I mean, it don't matter to
Um,
me, girl. We'll react to the commentator.
Okay. And by the way, once again, let me make sure. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. Um, this is y'all give us a minute. We're gonna get it together. We plan to actually be streaming from both of our channels when we do stream, when we do actually get things up and running. But I do have some juicy um things that I want you guys to, get in with me on, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of reports that I've printed out from my own city. Some of them are people that I know. Some of them are just,
Oh shit!
yeah, so it's about to get real, y'all. It's about to get real. It's about to get real, okay? I'm gonna just okay, so I want to leave y'all with a cliffhanger. Anything else you gotta say, Vibe, before we end this one?
Y'all make sure y'all follow up on us the next time. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell, hit the notification on your phone, let people know, bring everybody over. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All my people, them. Y'all make sure y'all come over here on this side too.
Yes, 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 yes. And a lot of times y'all gonna get the real, real, real reaction of, whatever it is that we choose to do. Due to the simple fact of we just gonna come over here and click live whenever we get ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep the cuts, I mean the stories in the cut, because we don't really have a set time where we're gonna go live every day or where we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? We don't have anything set for how we're gonna do this. We just put something together and it sounded good and we tried it and here we are. So, and this is something that we both enjoy. So, with that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all with a cliffhanger so y'all can actually look forward to the next show. I'll come over on here and go live with y'all any day. My co-host though, she is a, how can I say, a very wanted busy woman. Okay. Okay. She is blessed in her talents and abilities, and she is needed in multiple places than one. Okay. Me, on the other hand, I have set it up to where I can be this work from home guru and actually do all this. I'm just actually just starting to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I do enjoy, I want this to be like a team effort thing. So for the most part, it's gonna be me and Vibe. Um, I'm gonna leave y'all with this cliffhanger, and y'all meet us on Mystical Resin Vibes in 20 minutes. Okay. Um, here we go. Let me read this. Okay.
That'll give me an energy drink.
Here is. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so the following is a summarization, and I'm reading directly from the report. The following is a summarization of Blank's sworn statement, even though not verbatim. Blank stated that he shares a jail cell with another inmate, who was later identified as Blank. On today's date at approximately 8 a.m.,
Oh
both
shit.
both were waken up by three suspects. One of the suspects started arguing with Blank about an incident that occurred the night before. One of the suspects told one of the victims to get down from his bunk bed and get out of the cell so they can fight. When Blank was getting down from his bed, the suspect struck him in the face, causing him to fall to the bunk bed at the bottom where the other uh, victim was. All the three suspects then kicked both of the victims multiple times. As the physical alteration continued, the suspects then demanded the victims to contact any family member to deposit them money. Um, one of the victims was able to get a hold of his stepfather and told him that he lost a bet. Therefore, he needed money to be sent to him by using a phone number that one of the suspects provided him with. So, I'm gonna end it here. Both of the suspects desired to prosecute, and based on the totality of the investigation, the victim's statement as well as their physical injuries, and him positively identifying all three suspects, the detective found probable cause to charge the three suspects with one count of felony battery, two counts of kidnapping, and one count of extortion. So, and this is from the Lee County Jail. Yes, y'all, the Lee County Jail. Okay. So that is the cliffhanger that I will leave you guys with. We will be on Mystical Resin Vibes. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all fuck with No Good But So Good, because we is definitely in the building. So the next time we come back, we'll be finishing this off. If y'all want to see about this, y'all let me know. All right, bye.